One way to cut back on wildfires here in Arizona is to tame the forest. Efforts have been going on for almost a decade, but only a small percentage of the forest have been thinned. Part of this is due to high costs and dependency on the timber industry. I went to Flagstaff to learn more about the efforts. Thinning trees in the woods may not be the most glamorous job in the world, but tree harvester DEVON SUAREZ has wanted to be a lumberman since he was a kid.
I would always play cars with my best friend, and we would pretend that we had a logging company.
Last year, the Forest Restoration Initiative, or FORESTRY, hired SUAREZ to help them thin the forest in northern Arizona. CHAPMAN from the Nature Conservancy is part of this effort.
Without well-informed loggers implementing this work, removing the small diameter trees, we're not going to get to the desired condition that we want on the ground.
SUAREZ's goal: help prevent wildfires by thinning the forest. This helps keep wildfires from burning fast and hot and from getting close to communities. There's a lot of forest to thin, but it's hard for tree harvesters like SUAREZ to make a profit. The trees SUAREZ is contracted by the initiative to harvest are not the most profitable trees. Most are small trees that don't offer much wood.
The small and medium trees that we're removing are just such low value that it requires a whole lot of certainty and time to recover the investment that it takes to build infrastructure like sawmills and logging equipment.
These small payloads also make it difficult to find someplace to process the wood. The closest working lumber mill is more than 150 miles away in Phoenix.
That gets pretty expensive on the shipping costs when we have to deliver that far.
FORESTRY is in the early stages of putting together a forest thinning contract that investors can bid on. They hope that this contract will work as a long-term funding solution, providing sustainable local mills to people like SUAREZ as part of their plan to restore 2.4 million acres of forest over the next several decades.
Our main concern is to prevent homes and other human structures from a severe wildfire that might actually burn some of those things down and threaten life and property. And if the forest is really dense and the fire gets up into the canopy of the tops of the trees and burns really quickly, then it could threaten homes.
While they still have more than 1 million acres to go, over the past 8 years, the initiative has thinned more than 185,000 acres.
It's a very good opportunity to reduce fire risk, or we can maintain the forest for future generations.
The Forest Restoration Initiative's goal is to harvest 50,000 trees a year by 2020. This story is part of a series called Fire in the Neighborhood from Elemental, covering sustainability.